Welcome. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Chaida. I am a Black conservative commentator and writer. And this is my podcast where I discuss relevant issues surrounding people, society, culture, and politics. Well, if you are here today, we are we are going into our series. In this series, we are taking a real look at the Black leaders who have shaped our politics for better or for worse. In this series, we are breaking down the policies, the promises, the patterns, no spin, no fear, no guilt, just facts, receipts, history, and real talk from a Black conservative woman who has lived the results, not just the rhetoric. Why am I doing this? Because I love America and I love my community. Real love means tough love. Real love for your community means asking the hard questions. Real progress requires accountability, and real independence starts when we stop letting political parties think they own our minds and our vote. This series is called Chaida versus Black Politics. Next up, we have on the hot seat is Mayor Brandon Johnson from the city of Chicago. My goodness, this man, he's a hot mess and then some. But before we get into that, I'm gonna be sharing a scripture from James. Love the book of James. Verse chapter 1 in verse 5. It says right here. I try my best to read up, but I can't really. Alright, it says here. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. Lovely. Very short and lovely. Brandon Johnson. It almost seems like he came out of nowhere. Well, he really didn't. Before becoming mayor for the city of Chicago, he was a former public school teacher and also a former Chicago Teachers Union organizer. As Brandon Johnson stepped into office, his main focuses were violent reduction, economic development, and public health. And as of now, Mayor Johnson's approval rating sits at a 31%, with a whopping 58% disapproval rating, according to the University of Chicago and the Chicago Sun-Times. This is very disappointing, especially for a man that came with so much promise. But I didn't expect much because Chicago is a very deep blue city, and it's just been riddled with such bad politics for decades. I shared in a previous episode about the damage that Barack Obama has left the city of Chicago. The city of Chicago has decades of bad leadership. First, it was Richard Daley, and being in office for over 2 decades, and he left that city as basically an hourglass society where the wealthy stayed up top and the poor stayed on the bottom, and there was a stark difference between them. And then you had some other guy whose name I couldn't remember or forgot, something like Emmanuel, something like that, Raul, something like that. Anyways, and then you had Mayor Lori Lightfoot, and she was just, they call her Beetlejuice for a reason. Listen, as insulting as it is, that nickname's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Mayor Beetlejuice. I'm sorry, forgive me, God. And then next up, you have Mayor Brandon Johnson, who's actually making Mayor Beetlejuice looking really good these days. My gosh. Chicago, Chicago, please, 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 please vote Republican next time. I promise you it would change your life. Just consider it, okay? Stop this. I know you guys can do better than this. I know you can. I know some of you guys, and I love you guys, a lot of you guys are sick and tired of the terrible policies and the legislations and the people who have basically have destroyed your city and have not helped you guys. And I hear you and I see you all the way here from Virginia, and I'm praying for you guys, but come on, you got to step up. You got to go, you got to do something. You got to connect. You got to start campaigning. You got to start knocking on doors, stomping down the streets. You got to do something. This, if it's that, if you see how passionate I am, yeah, if it means that much to you, do something, please. All right. We need to talk about Brandon Johnson's pro-illegal immigration policies. Mayor Johnson, I don't know why I'm messing up on his name so much. It's not like it's a difficult name. Mayor Johnson's policy, pro illegal immigration policies have left Chicago very vulnerable. You know who loves secondary cities? Gangs, human traffickers, cartels. Why? Because they know that weak elected officials like Mayor Johnson and other officials, other leaders across the United States are not gonna have strong opposition towards ICE, which is Immigration and Custom Enforcement. They're gonna be relaxed when it comes to bailout. They're going to be relaxed when it comes to policing. They're not going to be asking hard hitting questions like, do you have status here or not? Do you have status? Do you have your papers? No, they're not going to do any of that. They know that elected officials are going to maintain soft on crime issues, meaning that it's going to be easier for them to move around and to attack vulnerable people, and there have been consequences for that. There have been people who have been unalive, who've been attacked by people who should not be in this country because they have a bad record and they have a history of this felonies after felonies, assaults after assaults, and it's just bad altogether. And so Mayor Johnson is one of those officials that isn't putting his boot on the ground and is not allowing Chicago Police Department to work alongside ICE and other federal agents who need. First off, if I were, I know like President Donald Trump, he knows that the people of Chicago want better, and it just really hurts me because it's like, can you just bulldoze your way through? Like, forget about Mayor Johnson and the governor. Like, just bulldoze your way through. like right through. So crime is in an all-time high, and Mayor Johnson, he's just sitting on his two hands. Some voters have feel like his close ties to the teacher union, to the Chicago Teacher Union, has been influencing his decision policies when it comes to the crime reduction and illegal immigration policy. And of course, the public teacher union is very toxic. Anybody that knows any major inner cities, you know that the public teacher unions, they are awful. They stand for the pro-LGBT agenda. They don't want school choice. They want parents not overseeing their children's education. You know why? Because they believe that the state should be raising your children and not you. and teacher unions, they feel like they own your children, and they obviously are a monopoly. They blow through city's funds like it's a party, and they just like, I'm very skeptical, and anybody who does their research and looks at any public teacher union in any city should be very skeptical of their teachers union, because I'm pretty sure there are a lot of good teachers out there. There are a lot of good educators across our public school system across the country, but they get squandered and they get overlooked because of public teacher unions. And if we want to see real progress in the education system, we need to consider pushing back on public teacher unions. So yes, so considering that man who was once a Chicago teacher union organizer and a former public school teacher, you would think he would want to set a better example for the vulnerable kids in Chicago. Nope, nope, nope. He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to help the children of Chicago. He doesn't want to help the very people who elected him into office. He wants to serve his buddies over at the teacher unions or his donors who supported his campaign. Follow the money, people. Follow the money. He's probably most likely going to be like the last other guys. He's probably going to most likely be a one-term mayor, much like Karen Bass over in the city of Los Angeles. So, Chicago. What do you need, Chicago? Do you need reinforcements? Do you need more boots on the ground? What is it going to take for Chicagoans to take back their city? Do you need an army of Republicans? Because I will happily pack up and march all the way up, fly all the way out to Chicago and help you recruit. Because coming next year, midterms are coming up. Start thinking about a candidate that you will want rising up and taking lead of the Republican Party in Chicago. I know you Chicagoans can do it. Do not let bad actors like Mayor Johnson destroy your city. I know you got this. And I'm praying for you guys. And if you like this episode, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more episodes like this, make sure to subscribe. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that I'm able to do this, you guys. I feel so energized every time I do an episode. And I'm really grateful that you guys have stuck around this long. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Back again. Wow, you're amazing. Please be sure to give today's episode a thumbs up and leave a comment. If you are new here, subscribe so you can stay tuned for more episodes. Want to get to know me a little bit more? You should follow me on social media. I provide the links to all my social media platforms in the description of each podcast episode. Did today really resonated with you? Then you'll even love my deeper dives on my Substack. So please be sure to check it out when you can. Always remember, stay rooted in truth, stand firm in grace. And always remember, this is her time